I think I know the answer to this one. We talked about it earlier, but are you natty?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I've been drug tested twice in powerlifting. I almost got drug tested during high school for sports.
Hmm.
It was funny because we were at sections, and I was with my coach Tony, who was my wrestling coach at the time, and one of the kids over from another team, had to like come over and like had to tap him and be like, hey, he's on stuff. And my coach Tony, he watched all my stuff during training or whatnot. I kept them filled in throughout the entire season, so he got to see like, oh hey, he went from like a 145-pound small kid to now about a 200-pound larger individual.
Hmm.
So he was like, he thought it was pretty funny that, and we took it by as a compliment.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll still get it just because people are like, oh hey, like, how can you be like super strong and very, very vascular? And it's like, I'm not really vascular, I'm just not fat.
Literally,
It's
yeah.
just like, I'm just like, I'll look watery, but unless I have like some nice white downlighting, I'm looking very fluffy.
It's one of the things that people just don't really understand about social media. Lighting, dude,
Mm-hmm.
I have photos from a year to lifting with the perfect lighting, the perfect pump, the perfect angle, and it makes me look bigger than I am now 6 years into like starting the gym. Like,
Don't you hate those?
oh, it's terrible. I mean, I look at those and I just I cringe so hard. You know, it certainly puts things in perspective, social media versus
Mm-hmm.
reality and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. What I found out was when I like started seeing that was about after like 18 months of training. I was like, okay, if I start taking more photos like that, I'm not going to have any good progress photos for my 3 year,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'll look like only maybe a centimeter like bigger.
Mhm.
So I started like just taking photos that just looked way more realistic to what I actually looked like, where
Yeah.
you just set up a phone, natural lighting, and just like mostly just videos of like how you'd move. So you'd have like, you could show off every single weak point and every single big like good point. And then, I'll get those notifications like, oh hey, this video is 2 years old or whatnot. And then I see it finally on my phone. I'm like, oh geez, we definitely put packed on some size.
I respect that a lot, man. If deadlifting that 1,000 whatever pounds had to be achieved, let's say you hit a plateau, like 980 whatever, you couldn't gain a single pound of strength on it. You've gained weight.
Mhm.
You've changed whatever variables need to be changed. Would you hop on the sauce at that point?
Just blast some trend and just get there to 1,500. uh I don't know. I don't like having those whole like mental caps in my mind,
Yeah, yeah.
because it just I feel like then it can cut me from what I want. Because if we look at it, the entire time of my progression, right, I never had a cap on my mind. I was just like, okay, we're gonna go with the flow, and I've kept that the same thing. Even though I have set goals, we still have the go with the flow method.
Mhm.
Kind of just, let's, whatever happens, and then I guess pulled 800. I mean, like,
It
it
happened,
happened.
yeah.
So that was a goal, but we just went with the flow. And I really would like to have it where I pull close or to 1,000 pounds in the next like 4 years. That would be really, really nice. So I'm 19 right now. I'll be turning 20 soon. We hit an 800. So let's say before 21, we do 900. And let's say 22 to 23, we're at like 950 to 970. And then let's say 23 to 24, we break that 1,000-pound barrier. At that point, I'm going to be really, really kind of thinking about, okay, well, how far are we going to take this? What is possible? And it's crazy because science, like training and everything like that, has been getting better and better. If we fast forward 7 years ago, a kid with a 675 deadlift was unheard of.
Yeah.
But now we're having kids like get stronger at a younger age. 14-year-olds benching 405. It's crazy. And even though I think it's possible where somebody will come around and be stronger than me in the next, let's say, 10 years or 20 years or whatnot. The biggest thing for me is making sure I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get to where I'm at. And say I pull 1,500 pounds, right? But because of all this stuff that I've worked on and all this stuff that I've produced out on YouTube and whatnot, I inspired some kid in some small town, right? And he saw that at like 10 years old, and then by the time he's 20, he breaks my record. I would like that.
Yeah.
I would like having it where it's somebody who I inspired to break my own record. It's almost like it has to come full circle.
Yes, sir.
I'd be more disappointed than I deadlift 1,500 and somebody that just doesn't even know me breaks it. Like, I would be like, damn, that, like, but I don't know. I like to have it where if somebody is going to take the crown, for example, right? I'm gonna give them a big fight though.
Yeah.
I plan to be the best, and I want to be the best, and I'm very focused and determined to be the best. So,
Well, man,
if they want it, they can come get it.